Now, Jim Harbaugh not naming a starting quarterback here yet, but there's no secret all eyes on Ole Miss transfer and Toledo native Shea Patterson. Multiple pundits have him as the opening game starter ahead of returning signal caller Brandon Peters. And a couple of guys who have never taken a collegiate snap, Dylan McCaffrey and Joe Milton. Now, with more on that aspect of the Wolverines, let's head back to Chicago and Mark with a special guest.
Joined now by Kyle Rowland from the Blade. And Kyle, as we heard from Coach Harbaugh, he's not willing to name a starter at the quarterback position right now, but he is impressed with the overall play in that position group.
Yeah, kind of a continuation of the spring, I would say. Shea Patterson was impressive throughout the spring, continues to be doing that in the summer. Brandon Peters, everyone kind of knows who he is from last year. He's getting better. I think the two guys that are kind of intriguing, I don't think either of them will play this year, but Joe Milton and Dylan McCaffrey are two guys that could be very bright spots in the future. Harbaugh, all the teammates, coaches have had a lot of high remarks for both of them. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh kind of keeping things close to the vest, not going to name a starter now or anytime before the Notre Dame game. But I think it's pretty obvious that Shea Patterson is going to be the guy for Michigan. Number one, I think he's the best option. I think he's the best quarterback they have. And he just has kind of the total package, the weapons of a quarterback that you need. I think he fits this offensive style well. And I think he could be in store for big things for this season.
And perhaps one of the other big headlines out of today from the Michigan perspective, Jim Harbaugh flat out said 4 teams is good, 8 teams would be better. Eventually we should get to 16.
Yeah, I don't totally disagree with him. I don't know if maybe 16 is too many. I think 8 is a sweet spot. I think that's a great number. But yeah, I mean, he's in favor of it. Scott Frost also said he was in favor of more teams. So I do think we're kind of getting to the point where it's inevitable that it is going to grow. I don't know how many years away from that we are, but 8 just seems good because you can get all 5 power conference champions in there, get 3 at-large teams. I just think that would be awesome. It'd be cool to have some campus games in the first rounds. I mean, could you imagine an SEC team coming up to Ohio State or Michigan in November or December? That would be pretty awesome. So I think the conversation. I like that the conversation continues to happen, and we'll see where it leads.
Outside of the quarterback situation, outside that playoff talk, what stood out the most to you from Michigan at Big Ten Media Day?
Just kind of, they seem kind of all business to me. Harbaugh, too, especially. The first 3 years with him, it just seemed like a circus. He was awkward at times. It just, I don't know. But this year, it kind of is like, okay, we have a great team. We know we have a great team. We've got these expectations, and we're just going to kind of shut up, be a little more low-key than in the past. And I think Harbaugh has been very quiet in the offseason. It's been a very un-Jim Harbaugh-like summer. So I think that's kind of something that stood out to me.